Now, though, we're going to discuss something going on in the royal household. There's always something going on in the royal household. This week has been absolutely no different. Each Saturday, this show, Nana goes through a rundown to give you the latest from inside the royal household, and who better to do that than the royal biographer Angela Levin, who joins me now. Angela, thank you very much for your company, as ever, looking glamorous. Harry and Meghan's visit to Colombia, because I spoke to you about this, I remember, before they went, and we were worried about how this could turn into a diplomatic nightmare for the British Foreign Office. Did it?
The title claims a bold strategy. Meghan and Harry make tactical move to control narrative around royal couple during trip. In this breakdown, I'm going to walk you through each segment, analyze how the narrative is constructed, and ask, is this a savvy media tactic or something more manipulative? Let's jump in. In recent years, Meghan and Harry have often had to respond to media narratives and royal criticism. Every public appearance, every trip, becomes a story in itself. Saying they're attempting to control the narrative implies they're shaping public perception actively, not just reacting. But to evaluate that, we need to see how the video supports this claim. Right away, the video states Meghan and Harry are making a tactical move. The word tactical signals deliberate, calculated effort. The visuals may show them arriving, walking in sync, or making public gestures. Overlay text or clips may highlight moments suggesting that every step is choreographed to influence public opinion. Next, the video will list what it considers concrete actions, strategic media interviews, orchestrated photo ops, timed statements, usage of platforms or social media. Each of these is framed as part of the narrative control effort. The video may replay these moments, juxtapose them with past missteps, and emphasize their impact.
Well, I don't know if it has yet, but I'm sure it will. The key to what was being very, very difficult to understand or to accept was that Harry was asked if he would apologise about the slaves, right? Now, he hasn't any standing to do that.
No.
If by any chance he does, or he did, we can't tell because they didn't have any sound. You couldn't hear, actually, very much. They stopped it. I imagine Meghan wanted to keep control and Harry didn't want any journalist to know exactly what he was saying.
They deliberately turned down the volume,
Yes, not just turned down, there was no volume. There was no sound. So you couldn't actually find out what they were doing. But this was asked, it was heard, and you don't know what he said. Now, if he wants to take on that and say something about it, I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult for the king. First of all, it's Colombia was a Spanish.
So nothing to do with the British.
Nothing to do with the British. And also that in 1864, Queen Victoria's husband, Prince Albert, apologised on behalf of everybody for what had happened. So we have actually done that.
Indeed.
And I think it's very dangerous if he starts bringing that up.
Back in the day, a lot of money, taxpayer cash, on the Royal Navy defeating the transatlantic slave trade, for example, right? So, you know, getting involved in this would be a total nightmare for the royal family. But, Angela, could Netflix ultimately drop Harry and Meghan? Have they been a success story for them? They had that documentary series, of course.
Yes.
Would that have been a revenue raiser? Because a lot of people watched it.
The one that was 6 episodes.
Yes.
Full of grumbles and grouses.
And Beyonce.
And, yes. That did phenomenally well, but nothing else has. Meghan found a book called Pearl about a girl who wanted to become strong. It was going to be a sort of a girl who was just like Meghan. That they dropped that. They're not really keen on her cooking or Harry doing polo.
Or her jam.
On her jam.
They
They might missed out the jam. So it's not original enough.
No.
And in any case, in asking for if it can go ahead, technically, they have messed up completely because they haven't done it properly. And so it won't be until next February, the earliest, that they can do anything. And Netflix is fed up. And they've got lots of other things on their line that they can do, and I think they're not going to renew the $100,000 to keep them going.
So hang on, that's the Spotify deal, that's the Netflix deal. These are the trinkets that would keep their independent lives viable financially. What's going to happen? I mean, what will they be doing there?
Well, I think Harry
is Meghan going to be selling her jam on CBS or something like that?
Harry will try and get some money out of the King.
Do you think?
Maybe that's the reason. I'm not sure, but maybe that's the reason they now want to come in and see him. But also, if they keep going on these trips, they get paid there.
All right. Angela, thank you very much for that.
Here the editing leans in, cinematic cuts, slow motion, reaction shots, perhaps aerial views or orchestrated camera angles. Music may shift to more urgent or dramatic tones. These non-verbal cues push the viewer to interpret actions as choreographed rather than spontaneous. In conclusion, the video reinforces that Meghan and Harry's actions during the trip were not random but part of a broader plan to manage their public image and influence royal narratives. The final words, visuals, and tone unify around the idea of calculated media strategy. So, did Meghan and Harry execute a tactical move to control the narrative? The video builds a strong dramatic case, but much rests on inference, selective examples, and crafting of perception more than hard proof. It's plausible they're more media-savvy now, but calling every move tactical risks turning routine public relations into a cloak of strategy. For viewers, always check primary sources, compare multiple media narratives, and watch out for videos that present motive as fact. What's your take, genius media orchestration or exaggeration? Drop your thoughts below.